Often, when we are working, we sometimes misplace or lose an item or a possession. Such an event happening can be very difficult, especially if the item lost to us is significant in our family. Sadly though, these precious goods frequently go unfound, meaning that it can be hard to let loved ones know about such a loss. However, sometimes something extraordinary can happen, something so unbelievable that makes those who hear the story go, "This cannot have happened." But nonetheless, it did. And this is exactly what our amazing story is about today. But first things first.
Hey guys, if you want to support our channel, we'd be very grateful if you would subscribe and like this video. This will help us a lot. Thank you.
Mary Grams, who is 84 years old and from Alberta, Canada, was working on her family farm in 2004 when she noticed something terrible. While picking weeds in the fields, her wedding ring had slipped off her finger. After much searching and retracing her steps for days, the ring was nowhere to be seen, lost in amongst soil and dirt, most likely never to be seen again. Saddened, devastated, and embarrassed, Mary decided not to tell her husband about the terrible incident and only informed her son about the loss. So as to disguise what had happened, Mary and her son bought a cheap replacement ring and carried on living her life as if nothing had happened. "I cried so many times," explained Mary. "Maybe I did the wrong thing. Maybe you get so worked up." Unfortunately, in 2012, Mary's husband sadly passed without ever finding out about the ring, and to make matters worse, Mary felt that she could never be at peace because the lost ring meant so much to her. She then passed the farm on to her son and his family to look after. However, as we've said before, extraordinary things can happen, and the next twist in this tale is what makes this heart-shattering story so popular. One afternoon, when Mary's daughter-in-law, Colleen, was picking some fresh carrots for their dinner that evening, all of a sudden she plucked one out of the ground that was horribly misshapen. Finishing off her harvesting, Colleen returned to the house to wash the crop. When she got to the misshapen carrot, she briefly considered feeding that to the family dog, but decided that it would be good enough to eat. Then, when she began to prepare the carrots, she noticed something that flabbergasted her, and, as you can see in this picture, stuck halfway up the carrot was an ornate ring. Puzzled by what she had discovered, Colleen showed the carrot and ring to Mary's son. In an instant, he knew exactly who this ring belonged to. It must be his mother's. So, Mary's son and his family immediately set off to the mother's house to deliver the ring, and good news. "I recognized it right away," said Mary, who was very emotional when her son returned it to her. Very, very carefully, not knowing whether there would be damage on the ring, Mary carefully sliced the carrot and freed the ring. Much to their astonishment, not only was the ring in good condition, but miraculously, it fit onto her finger perfectly. "Shocked," Mary said. "I thought I would have to go to the jeweler today, but it still fits." The whole family found the situation very amusing, and they thought that even Mary's late husband would see the funny, as they explained that he was very fond of a good joke. What will Mary do now with the ring, you may be wondering? Well said that. If I am going outside, or anything, I am going to put it in a space. So thankfully the ring will hopefully be much safer and will not be lost again. Phew! This story really made me laugh. Who would have thought that after all those years, lost in the dirt, that they would be lucky enough to plant a carrot directly on top of the ring and have it grow through it? Truly extraordinary. Well, what did you think about this incredible story? Were you just as shocked as we were to find out how the ring was found? Please let us know by writing in the comments section below.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe to our channel if you like good stories like this one. Now on the right, you can check out other amazing stories. And that's all for today. See you soon.